Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and welcome back to the Torment Tides of Numenera beta, where we are currently searching the underbelly for one of the other cast-offs of the Changing God. That is assuming that we are indeed a cast-off and not the Changing God himself, who has maybe had some issues with his memory. This cast-off is named McKenna, the White Death, and apparently is an assassin. I have not yet managed to find anyone who can direct me to her. Michaela. In a stall, filled with all manner of dusty parts, connectors, and strange devices, a woman tinkers with a half-assembled power source, peering at it through spectacles that have several adjustable lenses. Her long white hair is disheveled, and the skin of her thin frame is marked with small scars and burns. She looks up curiously as you approach.
Welcome to Michaela's Mechanicals. I got a bunch of broken stuff and a few things that work. You want any of it? Let me know.
All right. Well, first, do you know a woman named McKenna? Pale skin, hard looks.
Oh, I know that one. Carked and twitchy. Asked me to ken the workings of some weird old device she had. Obsessed with it. Like it was a bit of sniff, and she a slave to it. Never seen the like. Nearly killed me when I couldn't make it work for her.
She frowns, remembering.
I'd have been mad, except I saw how sick she was with it. Shaking, tears. The whole lot. Send her on her way and wish her luck. She'll need it, poor thing.
Well, where do you get your stock? She shrugs.
Trade mostly. There's an old priest named Allegrin who brings me things now and then. Doesn't like to tell me where he finds it, so I don't ask.
Okay, we've met Allegrin.
I get stuff from Little Math, too. Though sometimes his stuff's too hot to touch. Even a few things from the Stitcher, if you could believe it.
You trade with the Stitcher?
Before they all cleared out, I did.
She gives you an accusatory frown.
They dug up all kinds of things in those tunnels of theirs. Picky about what they trade for, though. Only want things that'll hold a lightning charge. Flashbacks, generators, that kind of thing.
Her brow furrows.
Which is weird, now that I think of it, 'cause their eggs hold a charge, like little batteries they are. I've even converted a few of them to power things. Good thing the Stitcher never found out, though. Be like using a baby for firewood in their eyes.
Yeah, I imagine it would. So, what have you for sale? Nothing, because shops aren't implemented, correct?
Yep, sorry. I'm all sold out. Maybe I'll have some things available tomorrow when they implement them in the beta.
Well, farewell, Michaela. Alright, so she didn't actually tell us where to go, right? We were looking for Matkina. Alright. So she knows her, but she did not tell us where to find her. Is this a building we can enter? Looks like this might be some sort of tavern or something. Manufactory worker. A mutant? Can we talk to the mutant? Oh, hello. I know you. You're dead. Heh. Thanks. There's Allegrin. Wonder if he can tell us about McKenna. I've already told you I want nothing to do with this, Harridan. But you bring her to my door, ditch her someplace, and maybe then we can talk. Oh, so you won't even talk to me if Callistag's with me. Okay, I mean, whatever. Another Changing God cultist? Maybe they can tell me where McKenna is. The cultist glances over at you casually. His eyes widen when they reach your tattoo. One of his blessed vessels, forgive me. I wasn't expecting to see any of your illustrious number down here. Smiling, he gives you a nod. I respectfully suggest that you introduce yourself to Casman and Mimion in Circus Minor if you haven't already. In the meantime, how can I help you? I am looking for a woman named Matkenna. The cast-off? Not recently, he says. But she does work with Folsom from time to time. He may know where she is. Alright, so where is Folsom? Don't have that option. Examine the cultist. The man is pale, dirty, and nervous. He is stealing glances at your tattoo every chance he gets. He flinches when he notices you studying him. Alright, goodbye. We know who Casman and Mimion are. We spoke with them at length, and they screwed us over, sort of. Mapper? We're looking for, what was his name? Folsom. Let's talk to the mapper, I suppose. From a distance, it looks as if this mutant is wearing a form-fitting suit of finely patterned lines in white, yellow, and pale blue. On closer examination, it becomes apparent that these are tattoos, and they nearly cover the entirety of his body, even his shaved head. His actual clothes are simple and worn, and his boots look as though they've seen hard use. He is studying the meaningless swirls and whirls on his arms, and mouthing names that mean nothing to you. Solvi, Balint, Urgau, Tintrees. When he looks up at you, you see that a strange device covers one of his eyes. A deep blue light shines in its center, and it seems to measure and evaluate you, even as he focuses on you. He smiles as you approach, a broad, beaming grin that says he considers you a friend already. He rises to his feet. I'm Mapper, he says, extending his hand. I've been everywhere around here. I've found my way into places long sealed and best forgotten. Met all sorts of people. He frowns. Can't say I cared much for some of them, it's true. His voice is fast, insistent, and incisive, which is not at all the voice that I've given him. Still, I try. The communities of our world are islands of light. Sometimes they wink out, and sometimes they flare up. I want to link them together. I want to be a bridge. Well, I'm looking for a woman named Matkenna. Perhaps you can bridge me and her. Matkenna, the White Death. I've heard of her. I know where she hides, too. He grins wide, exposing a mouthful of extraordinarily white and clean teeth. I can tell you where she hides, but I hate to say it comes with a price. As much as I love to talk about my travels, I need to finish a patch of my Sage's Cliffs, and I need bragging rights for the next time I see the navigators. He shrugs. Also, she might not be happy I've told. But I might be able to help you find it, for a trade, of course. He drops his voice. Have you ever heard of the Changing God, savior of Sage's Cliffs in times past and so forth? They say he had a sanctuary under the city, a place he used to retreat to and plan for the future while he thought on his past. You know, making possibility maps. That sanctuary is the one important place I haven't seen in Sage's Cliffs, and I need it to fill my map. As far as I can tell, it's not far past the Stitcher layer. The problem I'm having is that I just can't make any sense of their language. Maybe you can talk to them. He shrugs disarmingly. It's a hell of a price, I know. But there it is. You want to find Matkenna, you'll find the sanctuary for me. Okay. Well, why don't you go look for it yourself? They're gone now, after all. This gets to sucking Stitcher, that's why. They've got their precious eggs in their lair, and they won't let me in.
It's not like I've got any interest in the eggs, but I got no patience for dealing with their clicks and rumbles. I just want to know. Got me?
Okay. Is there any way into the sanctuary besides the lair? He sighs, exasperated.
There must be. Changing God wasn't the kind of person who just put one entrance into the place, but I haven't been able to find the back door for the life of me.
Okay. I want to ask some other questions. He's already started to return to his examination of his tattoos, and he responds absently.
Go ahead.
Do you know of a place where the rock is hard and full of the energies of prior worlds? The kind that Stygia liked to dig. I guess I could have negotiated a better treaty here if I'd come and talk to this guy first. He laughs, delighted.
Is that supposed to be a challenge? Not far from Sages, a big old spire of black rock glimmers and shines, but only under starlight. It seems to be balanced precariously on the cliffside, but it drives down deep into the earth. The Stygia should find it ideal.
He scratches his head.
Frankly, I'm not sure why they're in the city in the first place, unless they're just being lazy. That spire's a much better spot for their kind.
Okay. Well, where did you get all of those tattoos? And can I go there and get some of my own?
These are not tattoos. They're maps.
He exposes a shiny grin.
Maps of places I've been, or heard of.
He covers the artificial eye with his hand and says,
If I look at my skin like this, it's meaningless.
Then he uncovers it and says,
But look at it like this. Suddenly, I see the map, springing up off my skin. I focus on it. It all comes clear. Buildings, people, smells, even a route to get there. It's worthless to anyone else, of course, without me to interpret the map. It's a combination of my mutation and the lens. Finding this eyepiece was the best part of being born like this.
He sighs contentedly.
It made me feel like my life made sense at last, and that, my friend, is far more luck than anyone deserves.
Okay. Well, where have you been thus far?
He laughs. It's probably easier to ask where I haven't. All over the Sages Protectorate, the oasis of Murajolis, Valley of Dead Heroes, Colon Village, the ruins of Archaeopelagia, and all around the Black Cube, Tower of Birds where Thidlos fell, even up past the clock of Kala to Vralk.
As he speaks, the lines of his body shift and move, coming into prominence with the words.
Every place was a treat, an experience. Did you know most people never go more than 50 kilometers past the village of their birth, if that? I've been tremendously lucky, my friend.
He smiles down at his maps. Then he looks back at you and says more quietly,
If you plan to travel, I'd avoid the grasslands, though. The birds will take your meat for their meals and your bones for their nests.
Okay. Well, you seem a very interesting person, and I will try to get you what you need if I don't find another easier way to find Matt Kenna in the meantime. So let's go back and see if we can speak. Oh, what are these? This vat is filled with wriggling reptilian tails, knotted and tangled together. A swollen mass of wet, glistening muscle quivers in the vat. Hundreds of black leathery wings flutter against each other like they're trying to escape. They grow haphazardly, one sprouting from the next. So is this part of the meat person here? Got flies and things just swarming them. We go over here and talk to Checkit again. Tell him about the other place they can go.
Egg friend,
Checkit whistles. The smell of dust and closed air surrounds it. The creature is clearly glad to see you.
Stitcher dig deep, like promise. Rock not as good there.
The scent of a pocket-trapped gas arises, the equivalent of a shrug.
But check it promise. Stitcher move. Human want travel?
Oh, you could take me to this place, couldn't you? Can you take me someplace? The Stitches bows, almost scuttling, and the warm smell of cooking rock rises from its back.
Friend to Stitcher. Yes, no pay for you, free.
I've heard that the changing god had a sanctuary underneath the city. Could you take me there? It bows.
Yes, for Stitcher friend, yes. Can take to egg tunnel, then walk to place, yes?
Yes. That sounds lovely, friend. Emerging from the freshly dug tunnel, you find yourself in a small chamber, with golden veins glittering along the ground and walls. Checked turns to face you.
This egg tunnel.
His claws work up and down slowly.
Future grow here, not disturb eggs. Tunnel you want other side of nest.
All right. Thank you very much, friend. And I think it is once again time for a save. All right, so let's not disturb the eggs. What's this? Warm sinews of life lace the walls, spiraling into the base of a hollow statue. It gleams in the same color as the glowing strands. Faint scratches along the base, about the size of a Stitch's claw, suggest they hit the statue while tunneling and could not extract it. Round tubes with apertures of varying sizes connect to a central drum. A soft breeze from the newly dug burrow behind you blows over the openings, sputtering out a quiet, airy hum. Blow into one of the apertures? Your stomach flips as a wave of vibrating air buffets. Your stomach flips as a wave of vibrating air buffets you for a fraction of a second. Golden light flows up from the seams into the statue, forming a looping pattern in the center of the drum. After a moment, the ground gutters and dies away, but wispy tracings of the pattern continue to glow on the surface. The swirling arabesque is approximately the size of a human hand, though the shape is more like a dozen tentacles. Well, place your hand on the light tracings. The same sound you heard before rattles your gut. It sputters, but remains on. The acoustics deteriorated over the millennia. Though the sound is intermittent, there's something fascinating about it that forces you to pay attention for a trice. You easily tear your focus away, but the effect might be stronger on a working statue, especially on a creature with non-human physiology. Tiber chuckles.
That thing reminds me of Mountebank I once saw playing a flute in nine. Had a pack of lacs dancing around, downright captivated. Pretty light show, too.
So, in other words, this is another way that we could have gotten the Stitches to leave. Oh, we can open and close. That's cool. Little Stitches, can we talk to them? Juvenile ones? No. Okay. So, where is the way I am supposed to be going to find this sanctuary? More juveniles. Hopefully they don't get the idea to be bothersome. Okay, so this does appear to be the sanctuary. It looks like we got an update to our journal. No, not this one. Here we go. So I found my way into the Stitcha lair. The entrance to the Changing God's sanctuary is somewhere within. We found that. Okay. Never mind then, I thought there would be something more there. One thing I want to check though is the cutscene there said to level up your characters. Does that mean we can level these guys as well? Well, she's got 252 experience. She's tier 2, but I can't seem to do anything with her. And he is tier 1. Oh, okay, so that's just position, these light ups here. So she's tier 1, not tier 2. We're all tier 1. Looks like I cannot yet spend these guys' experience for them. That's fine. Okay. Lots of stuff here. Let's look at what can be looked at first. Strange symbols are traced upon the surface of the device. You've seen these markings before. Okay, where have we seen them before? In our dreamscape? This machine feels familiar and important. Heavy cables extend into the rock behind it, as if connecting to more machines underground. So we can't interact with the cables, and all that we can do is look. What is this? The sorrow looms from this skillfully created mural. You can almost feel its clammy tendrils wrapping around your heart. Its inhuman victims twist and writhe, pleading for an impossible mercy. That is terrifying. What about this? Some of the glowing bands on this machine have gone dark. It seems to be dying. Okay. Can we look at this machine? We can. Sleek and streamlined, this machine hums with energy. You're fairly certain that it came to life just as you entered the chamber. Let's look over here. Doesn't seem to be anything else. Is this the same interaction here? Yeah, strange symbols. Nothing left here, I suppose. Oh, that's an elevator or a ladder. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's interact with these mirrors that I guess are some sort of controls. A staggering array of mirrors and lenses encircle you. Cables run from their backs to various machines and sensors scattered throughout the room. Behind the display, you hear a hinge creak. Well, study them. The mirrors twitch as you gaze from surface to surface. Eventually, you realize why. They are attuned to your mind. You can move each one as effortlessly as your own hand. Every surface shows something else besides your reflection. A sliver of glass highlights a red cord around your throat. One of the ovals lingers on a pulsing blue star beneath your forehead. The mirrors to either side periodically flash gold. The tiny mirrors above it all crane their neck to study you. Okay. Let's leave these alone for a moment, because I want to save, because I'm guessing that a misstep here could kill us. I am especially concerned that moving the one with the red band around our neck will strangle us or something like that. But let's start with that. Mentally, you jostle the mirror and feel an invisible noose close around your throat and tighten. Gasping, you sink to your knees, fall to your side, and as your vision goes dark, you realize that if you survive this death, you found a shortcut into the labyrinth. How convenient. But the labyrinth isn't implemented yet, so... Well, I was right about being strangled. Oh, maybe the labyrinth is implemented. Cool. Alright, so we lost all the minor fiddles and stuff. That's good. And our Spectre is surprised to see us. So, why am I here again? You died. Well, you're not dead, but you came awfully close. He leans in. You should be more careful out there, for both of us. Are you always here? His shoulders rise in a ghostly imitation of a shrug. Where else would I be? Well, I found the resonance chamber, but it's broken.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't see everything you do out there in the real world, but I definitely saw that. You have to find a way to fix it.
Okay. And how do you propose I do that? What should I do now?
You need to find this Makina person. She might not know how to fix the chamber, but she's the only lead we have on who can.
Makina, then. Alright. Is there anything to do while I'm here? Oh, sure. There's a bar that serves dream whiskey and nightmare ale just 2 fathoms south of here. He jabs you in the arm with his elbow. You look like you believed me there for a second. It's your mind. There's nothing like that here. I've looked. But you never know. You've changed things plenty here already. I wouldn't be surprised if something showed up here eventually. Okay. So, what's changed since the last time I was here? He shrugs. Look around. It's your mind. Alright. Well, how do I get back this time? The portal's still there, right? I don't see why it wouldn't work twice. Okay, well, goodbye.
All right. Good luck.
Well, let's look around and see if anything's changed. No, still the Tusk Gorthos. And it looks like everything is pretty much the same. Alright, let's head back. Good to know that that is the way the mechanic works. I have returned. Error. What? Did Tiber have an error? Or Tiber have an error? Okay, nothing for now. That sure damaged our stat pool a lot, though. Alright, let's do this again and let's not choke ourselves, alright? Okay, no, let's not use the thin mirror to kill ourselves again. Thank you very much. Watch for the golden glow on the side mirrors. As soon as you look at the mirror to your left, a torrent of golden light flows through you and passed into the mirror on your right. You feel oddly better, but you're not sure what, if anything, that light did. I don't think it healed us at all. Our stats look still the same. Examine the oval mirror. The pulsing blue star beneath your forehead expands as you watch. Oddly enough, it feels like it belongs there, like it was waiting to be discovered. Motion draws your attention to the other 2 mirrors. In them, you see a very different reflection of yourself. Pale clouds of blue light surround your hands. Feathery tendrils trail from every fingertip, flicking at the air. You raise your hand. Your reflection does as well. And suddenly, your head burns with the ache of the radiant object within it. Look at your hands. The skin is glowing. Tiny needle-like tendrils emerge from the tips of each finger. Tiny tools for delicate work. Okay. Pluck out the object. I don't want to break the mirror. What now? You press your fingertips against your forehead and feel the needle-like tendrils close around the object inside your head. Carefully, you pull it out. The rising agony melts away, and the glow slowly fades from your hands, revealing a bronze sphere in your palm, growing more substantial with every passing second. Gained item, bronze sphere. Okay. Need to check that out in our inventory. Look into the center mirror. Of all of them, this mirror seems the most mundane. It shows your unaltered reflection, the crease between your eyebrows as you concentrate, and the gaunt, staring creatures in the hallway behind you. Force the mirrors to focus on the creatures. The mirrors strain at your bidding, and you see the things behind you clearly. They're bony, nude, snuffling at the air through a slit in their swollen faces. One of them wheels around, fixing you with a single, hungry eye. It stumbles toward you, feet scraping across the stone. The rest stagger after it, slurping and gasping. Okay. I don't want to hurt you. Return to your realm. The warning does not deter them. Snuffling and choking, they stagger at you, claws outstretched. Are we in a fight? We are in a fight. Okay. Whose turn is it? I can't really tell. Are we locked? Doesn't look like we're doing anything. Well, friends, it looks like we have a bit of a bug here that has happened. I can't advance the combat any further. So I think that will be it for this video. I will try to get everything worked out. If I have to reload and just work back to right before this point, I will do that. And until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.